Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 9th of May. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is a weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price chart. So this week on the list we have Capital Health, AHS Minerals, Smart Group, South32 and Simek. So if you have a request, send it through to me. Make sure you've signed up to our free newsletter. Make sure you share this video on social media. And just finally, any advice given here is general only. So with Capital Health, this is a weekly chart going back the last 2 years. It's obviously dominated by this huge sell-off from February this year, but it's slowly improved since then. One thing to keep in mind is it is going to hit a lot of overhead resistance here. So it's back towards that previous trading range. And as we can see, it's starting to falter at that resistance line already. If we have a look at a daily chart, we can see a sell signal here on the daily MACD. I think shorter term, we should expect a bit of weakness, but clearly up at these resistance levels, they're the key levels that it needs to overcome. Okay, AHS Minerals. It's interesting to see that initially as it eased back from $11, it was doing so on fairly light volumes, but unfortunately over the last couple of weeks the volumes started to pick up on the downside here. The other thing that I've noticed is it's starting to get oversold here with the daily RSI, and if we have a look at where it's trading at the moment, this sort of $9 region has offered some sort of turning points in the past. So we might see some support around here at $9. Now that we're seeing it quite oversold, we may well see a bounce. But I think that as it gets close to $10, we're going to see some further resistance. Smart Group, so if we just have a look at a weekly chart, clearly it's still in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. One thing that I've noticed is here on the daily, we can see that the recent low in April coincided with a big spike in volume, and since then it hasn't gone any lower. So look, that's interesting. Maybe that's a potential reversal, a bit of a washout. But unfortunately it's coming up to this sort of previous resistance level here, and it seems to be faltering. So I think unless it really starts to push through $9, the risk might be that it just keeps drifting back in line with the overall downtrend. Okay, South32 initially looked interesting in early April. So we had this sort of nice three-wave decline, and then it was really starting to push higher here. It looked like it was wanting to make a run for it, but unfortunately it's come off. What we've noticed is it's starting to round out down here, and if we just zoom out a bit more on this daily chart, you'll see that it's right at a level that's offered some turning points in the past. So looks like it's getting support here as it rounds out. You've got a buy signal there on your daily RSI. So we may well see a bounce here in South32, but I'd like to see evidence first. I'd like to see a proper push up with a bit of volume, and that would tell me that yes, we've got a bit of support, and we may well see a rally. Finally, Simek. So this was also looking good up until a couple of weeks ago. We can see it sort of making some great moves here, almost pushing to a new high, and then here it got targeted by a short seller. Well, someone shorting the stock decided to go public, of course, after they've shorted it, and the share price fell. So it's encouraging to see that yesterday we had this very nice reversal here. So it traded as low as sort of in the 42s and then closed up on its high of the day. But I think that at best it's just going to track sideways for a few months. I just can't really see it making much progress. And I think in the short term, the best you'll get is, maybe a move up towards sort of the mid 47s, which I think will offer quite a bit of resistance. So, any kind of move up here, I think would be a selling opportunity. Okay, well that's it for this week. Send me your request for next week and I'll try to cover it for you.